meatballs, both Italian, Mexican, all homemade stuff.
To get this spot, you got to come like at 5:30, 6 a.m.
You know, it's really come a long ways. When the Cardinals first moved here, the games were sometimes you could be kind of like an away game in your home stadium.
So what's changed over the last couple of years is we're starting to see more and more red. It's great to see how people who are moving here are becoming Cardinals fans instead of staying fans, you know, where they're from.
Oh yeah, I love me some Cards. Go Cards, baby.
This area was nothing like this. When we first started coming here, when I started attending, it was a college town, man.
You got big, tall glass buildings across the stadium. It's kind of like when you build it, they'll come type of a deal, right? I think that's the same thing with football here. I think if you grow other things around it, people will come.
Yeah, a lot more competitive. I see the high school sports are really beefing up the programs. I went to my friend's freshman football game, and there was probably 100 people in the stands. When I played high school football, it was maybe your parents, and that was it.
You know, before you could count on one hand the amount of, say, Division I prospects that were coming out of high school here, but in the last 10 years, it has really, really grown.
Blue collar, hardworking, not afraid to get their hands dirty. I would say rugged. That's how I would describe Baghdad. I think football in Arizona is on the grow nationally. Centennial High School, which is one of our top big schools, beat St. Thomas Aquinas from Florida this year. They were ranked number 3 in the nation, so I think that the image of Arizona football is definitely getting stronger. Israel, he's a super competitive individual. He does not like to lose. He never really talks about the records. First, we were just looking at kind of the state records, and then the national 8-man records started popping up.
It was kind of, until this year, wasn't a big part of the equation, but as soon as the season started progressing, we started kind of shooting for it and finding a way to get it.
Yeah, it's a little stage 8-man football, but it's still a big deal for us, for him, for Arizona, and a little town, mining town.
Football has always been a way of life here. Even with our young teams, they've been successful the past couple years winning championships, even at that level.
Who are we? Soldiers! What do we do? Win! Tie them up! Knock them out! Soldiers! Ah! 1, 2, 3, boom!
Yeah, 2011 and 2012, we did really well. I think we lost 1 game in the regular season in 2 years, and we took both of those teams to Florida for nationals. We won state, regionals, and then we went to Florida. We took 3rd in the nation twice. As I started coaching, as the coaching staff started gelling, as the kids started coming out, then they started performing, then they started buying in, coaches started coaching better. It just became a monster. They're all brothers now. We're all a family. We're all just one.
Football, it's just that I get to come out in the field and I get to play, and there's actually a sport I can hit people.
My coach, he teaches me to be a good young man.
Yeah, the players from ASU were able to help out with a camp this summer, and it paid huge dividends for these kids and their motivation. Parents and coaches, we can preach about stuff, but when they actually see someone that was where they were and see them where they are now, that's huge.
So you have basically kids that are learning at a young age how to play quality football. So when they get up to the high school level and they start getting bigger, growing into their bodies, then they're ready to already play good football.
I think that the biggest role models in the history of the Arizona Cardinals, one of them is Pat Tillman, the other is Larry Fitzgerald.
I like Larry Fitzgerald because he's a great wide receiver and he catches a lot of passes and he rarely drops any.
Fitz is a role model for everyone, young, old.
He's even a better person off the field.
He's a great team player, and he loves his community. So it's not about him anymore, it's about the kids. He's teaching them how to play football. He's being really humble to them.
Taught my kids Pat Tillman, and they're all pretty proud, and it's pretty neat. Whenever they play sport, they always want to wear number 42. They want to be like Pat Tillman.
He impacted a lot of people. It's just how he played, and it's just to even give up football.
The fact that he left all of this to go into the military, that right there tells you something. He wasn't just a football player at that point, but he's taught a lot of kids how to just be humble, how to be responsible, how to fight for really what they love.
I love the statue they put in the stadium now. The players all run out and they all touch the statue, and what it is it's getting them a little bit of Pat Tillman. Not even post-football, but the way he played football, and the aggressiveness and the energy in the stadium just erupts. You almost got goosebumps talking about it. The fireworks, the place goes nuts, smoke, the energy is amazing.